Yeah, we're properly back. My PC just had a really bad crash, just literally just crashed on itself, which is not good. Hate this PC. There we go, we're back. Sorry for that delay and the glitch. It is what it is. Can't do much about it just now, but it will be fixed eventually. It will be fixed eventually. So for those who just missed that first kind of glitch stream sort of thing, we're basically going through every farm account and adding up each account's resources and how many we've gained. So at the start of this KVK, before we actually entered the Lost Kingdom, I emptied the bag on every account. So this one I didn't do egg event on, so this one's pretty empty, and I did just upgrade it to Studio 24. But regardless, we've got to add it up. So this one's 16. So I have an Excel open on my other monitor, and what we're doing is we're going through and adding up all the resources from every single account besides my main account and seeing how many we have and how many we've gained, because we started from pretty much scratch since the start of the farm KVK. So 61, 42, 88, 85. Decent amount of gold. Decent amount of gold there. And so as we get further down to the Studio 25 ones down here, the resource number should go up, obviously, because I'm more active on the Studio 25 accounts, and they can gather more at once with, higher troop load and all that good stuff. And a good thing about being in the off season, a lot of people don't send troops to the pit. So at the moment, this is all my troops. And to be fair, I haven't been insanely active on these accounts. If I was proper active, as I has been on the last few days, I would have so many more resources. I really only do once per day on average in the whole off season, probably maybe once every second or third day. But in this past week, I've probably sent my farms out twice per day, which has been really nice. But if I kept that consistency the entire KVK, that probably would have been better. But I'm already sitting at 10 billion each on my main account open already, excluding all of this other resources. So anything else is just a bonus. But I did need to start gathering more because I'll probably have around 2k days of speed ups by the time we get into next KV or next time we actually fight. So I need a lot more resources because we have a lot more speed ups, of course. So we have done the first mail already besides this one. And that email basically had 1 billion food, 500 million wood, 500 million stone, and 300 million gold. Just looking at this Excel sheet real quick. Hey baby 4, write that down the Excel sheet. And then I'll probably make a video on this just to summarize everything. Just to show you how much you can actually earn if you switch on during a farm KVK. Even though I haven't done like massive amounts, but I've definitely done quite a lot. And on my main account, I chained a lot, like heaps. I gained, I think, 100k on it in the first week or two, which is really good for speed up generation. And on every account, I haven't really bet anything. If I actually knew I was betting on, I probably could have maxed this out. But my main goal is just to max out the gold. I did try betting, I think, the first 2 weeks on most accounts, but I have no football or soccer knowledge, so I'm kind of doing rubbish in that regard, unfortunately. So 195 food. And I'm sure, as you can see, when we get up to these higher farms, I have been mainly focusing on food, just because I use so much more food than any other resource because I run 3 calves. I think even in just this short fight, I use something crazy like, not really crazy, I think maybe 800 million food, but only, 500 million or 400 million stone and wood, for example. So I need roughly 2 times the amount of food, just roughly. Is this Hey Baby 5? Okay, lovely. So you can see, especially in this account here, we have 100 million food compared to, 24 million, 24 million wood and stone. So I've definitely been focusing on food more than anything else. Hey Baby 5, 156, 76, 76, 73. And this is without opening all the crystal keys of fireworks and everything else I have managed to hoard over this 50 days of KVK. So this one was also a recent City 25 one. That's why it has, a lot of T2s and T1 and T3s and not a lot of T4s. So I have been working on that slowly, but it just takes so long. Let's Hey Baby 9. And it has just been chilling in the main coalition just to collect all the gems when you know open the level or get the level 9 pass first, for example. You get 500 gems, and it's just, as you can see, I'm at 22,000 gems, which I'll spend on resources later, which is very, very good value. And it literally costs me nothing. I can literally just join here. Like, for example, I haven't claimed anything. Just from chilling here from the 30th of June, I've gotten just under 4k gems, and then plus a bunch of these as well. So another k gems. So it's just free gems up to 27,000 gems now. It's just free value. And then I'm up to 158 million food, 85. These accounts is where it gets pretty crazy. Unfortunately, I got this account swarmed. I was trading kills, and I left it on off territory, which is very, very stupid. So I probably lost maybe 1 billion resources on this farm, but it's not the be all and end all. Hey crypto, how are you, mate? How long and often would it take you to transfer these, lol? On average, probably, it depends if I do it on my phone or my PC. If I do it on my phone, I'll probably do it a lot quicker, but it usually takes probably like maybe 8 hours to do it on all my accounts. That's what it took, not last time, the one before, because the most I've ever transferred, I think, is like 40 billion resources, which was my not this KVK, the KVK before, the 1981. That's when I gathered an absolute, like, a lot of resources, and that took forever. So yeah, it does take a lot of time, but time is money, money is time. But I would rather spend my time transferring resources and then buying resources, and I can spend that money instead on like crystal tech or anything else like that. And I do have a friend that I help transfer his resources, and then he helps transfer my resources. So it definitely helps when you have someone to help you out as well. 500, 348. So this one's pretty stacked at the moment, as you can see, but a lot of it will go towards training, not transferring. Or not really. I'll only use the training speed ups because I need this to heal. So I think I'll probably train all T4 Cav because obviously I have a decent garrison. And if I have, say, 8 accounts, with 1.5 million cav, and I can just farm fill my own garrison till the cows come home, and it should be no worries. Yeah, it does take a long, long time to transfer resources, but obviously not as long as it takes to gather them. Gathering resources are a pain to some. I kind of enjoy it. It's kind of enjoyable, especially if you can, talk to mates while doing it live stream, for example, or just watch YouTube or Netflix while you do it. Because I can assure you, like a lot of people just watch a lot of TV, a lot of Netflix anyway, so you may as well be just, you know, sending out farms while you watch that TV show anyway. That is not great. But yeah, this account also has 17,000 gems, so being KVK and in the main coalition on so many farms, it does add up to a lot of resources eventually when I will buy them from the VIP shop. To 20k gems, which is just insane. I keep forgetting the number of the farm. Hey baby 8. It is not in order at all, which definitely sucks, but it is what it is. 446 377 262 164. So you can see I've already bought out all the gold, and then I do food. So I do gold is the most desperate needed resource, and then food. Just definitely try and do that. I don't bet because, as I said before, I have no knowledge of any of that sport. But it's still free resources, just collecting them because it literally takes 2 seconds if you don't misclick. And last one for this mail. Here we are. I'm at 20 farms, love gathering, but hate transferring. Yeah, I mean, that's the same with me, especially on PC. Transferring resource on PC, it absolutely hurts my wrist and my fingers after a while. It kills me. Especially with so many farms, I'm sure as you'll get it, as you said, it's cooked. But what I've found as well most recently is better to obviously pace yourself. So, ooh, that's decent. I like that. On scroll as well, so I might be able to put something on that. But yeah, it's good to pace yourself. So say you have 4 days before you enter Lost Kingdom, and because you don't have pre-KVK to grind anymore, you can do like say 5 farms per day, and it maybe takes 30 minutes to an hour for those group of farms, and it's quite easy to just to spread out. So you can do, some before bed or when you wake up eating breakfast or something. It's quite easy just to pace yourself. Yeah, I got 2 farms in the main alliance, so this. But if I'm allowed in the main alliance again, hopefully I will cook with barbarian forts and get even more resources. So this account was at 850 days of speeds when I entered, I think. Maybe a little bit less. I have definitely spent a few on alliance mobilization and a little bit of crystal tech, but not really. So I'm at almost 1,100 days and a bunch of training. So I have been cooking a lot. And you can see here, I have been hitting a lot of barbarians, like 45,000 honor. Pretty good. Well, I need to finish that one. But I've finished all the barb quests, hitting 800 barbs wherever this is. Somewhere down here. It's probably at the bottom because I've already completed it. There we go. Yeah, I've done 800 barbs in this account, so it's pretty good. And all these big ones, not a massive amount of resources, but it does all add up. And this one is Hey Baby 1, 862. So my gold is definitely not looking ideal, but it's pretty solid. So especially for this account, I think when I calculated it last, it'll be more now because I got more speed ups, but it'll cost around 500 million food, stone, and only a little bit of gold. Because I'm going to train all T4 Cav, and so with this many speed ups, I think I can train up to 2 million. And so all this stuff will probably just be kept on this account to train with. And unfortunately, I did take a little bit of deads, but yeah, it could be worse. And I did feed Gains Gaming a little bit, so I did use a little bit of resources. But it's chill. So hopefully I do get an autark, because if we have any spares, I can get a coin, and then I will get an inscription here. I have a really, really good video cooking. Like, when this is ready in probably a month, maybe it'll be insane. So around 160 away from this legendary inscription down here, choke point. Currently my set's looking something like this, which is decent, but once I get 2 legendaries down here, and this gear set is pretty rubbish, right? But look down here, sets. I have 3 blueprints here ready to craft, and then on hammer event, hopefully I get another 1 or 2. So I got 400 hammers. I have to get lucky, but hopefully I get these 2, or even just 1, and then I'll probably get hopefully the rest of these, because normal damage is quite good for a garrison. And then on the next egg event, hopefully we get one of these ones, and then a full 6 set plus a horn and the normal damage one, and this will be cooking, and 2 legendary inscriptions. It'll be cooking, like absolutely cooking. And then on this one here, I'm not very close, but I might get lucky where I'm 4 out of 10 on the pity. So I might or might not get lucky, but it's a while away yet. So we'll swap emails here. Let's go to this one. I've already sent farms in this one, but got to count it up. So these are the farms I'm still building, and we'll go down there and we'll quickly count up all these ones here. But yeah, the Trap City farm, I am so looking forward to finishing that project. Hopefully it's ready by next KVK, and that just would be amazing. What farm is this? 35. The main issue that I'm really annoyed about that I let it get swarmed because I lost so many troops, and obviously I can just train them up, but imagine if I didn't lose those troops and I just had them on top of the additional 2 million that I'm going to train, and I could have like 5 million T4s, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm going to quickly, after this one, quickly count up to what we are up to if we're anywhere close to the goal here, which was around 10 billion resources. 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28. So I'm somewhat close. I think I have around 2.5 billion to 3 billion food, and I've done maybe half of my farms, maybe just under half. So I'm definitely on my way to the goal. Next one. And I'm not sure what to quite work with on my main account, whether to... I'm going to finish my boots for sure on my main account for gear wise, but for armaments, so I have 2 crystals to spend, right? Should I either max, this is what I'm thinking, just thinking out loud. Should I max or try and optimize my type those in, try and optimize my main cav set and try and get a few percentages better, or try and just optimize my, my second, my third, probably not my third cav, but optimize my second cav, second infantry set and try and get 10% stats in each, or just try and get a really cracked cav set. Because I got one armament especially on my main cav set that could be majorly improved, where it has, I think, like it has 3% health, which is good for my garrison because I like health more than all damage, especially for garrison. So it'll last forever compared to all damage. So when it's getting swarmed, it'll have a high chance of just being able to get filled rather than just doing the most amount of damage and just getting swarmed down pretty easy, in my opinion. So I can improve this. It has like 2.3% attack and 2% defense or something. Or I can try and improve some other 3% stat on my other armament, but I don't know. Because I think I'm about 14 rolls into my pity. So I'm definitely close-ish to getting it 2.5% plus, but is 2 crystals really worth that? But I don't know. We'll see. So I might just save it until next heavy K, because anything could really change. Because I'm not quite sure what to spend it on. And we've still got plenty of time till the next fight. And I would appreciate if you guys are watching just to leave a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that if you guys could. If not, feel free to send a message in the chat if you feel like hanging out. Or just enjoy. 28, so up to 89, 28, 37. So these farms I'm not super active on just because it's just not my favorite mail to go or farms to go through. I would rather just go through my other ones. These ones are just annoying. I don't know. It's probably just something in my mind. It's not my favorite farms, but the other ones are definitely looking better than these. But you can definitely see the trend on every single one of these farms and look at the spreadsheet here, especially this one as well. You have 2 times or 2x more food than any other resource, which is my goal. Here we go. That smells done. So we got 3 mails to go. So we've done 19 farms so far, so we're basically halfway. This email here is I already sent them out. What number is this? 19. I think our goal is pretty safe of getting 10 billion resources. It looks pretty good so far. But I want to aim for, by the end of this off season, for around hopefully maybe 15 billion resources each. That would be pretty nice to have. Just to have, I think I'll have a little bit of leeway. I don't think I'll spend that many resources, but yeah, we'll see. It's a pretty achievable goal to have, in my opinion. Uh, 93, 75. For those who haven't been here since the start, what we are doing is adding up all the resources from each of my farms and seeing how much in total we have and how many we've gained this offseason since all my farms started at 0. So these are quite small farms, but they do all add up quite a bit. So hey, maybe 15. So it's a very small farm. Have I transferred from this farm before? Yeah, I've only gathered 400 million, right? But I've transferred 540, which isn't massive, but for a 3.5 million power farm, it's pretty solid. So change emails again to this one. There we go. So this one should have a decent amount of resources. Yeah, so these ones are pretty loaded. 25. And we'll do a big reveal at the end. So at 187, 117, 112, and 57. And how many resources do you reckon I'll have? I've already went those. This one. How many resources do you guys reckon I'll have in total? I have around 42 farms, and on average, I would say maybe 80 million each resource. So do what you will with those, with that knowledge, but I'm guessing around 10 billion each is my estimate. Not each, sorry, in total. 10 billion each would be massive. 37. I keep forgetting to look at the number, bro. What the hell? 26. Haven't done that one yet. 36. So we are up to our 28th farm out of 42. So I haven't transferred from this resource, from this farm ever. It's a very, very new farm. So you can see I've only transferred when I was making it to my second account when I migrated out. It's only 3.3 million power, and to have roughly, what's this, 120, to have around 200 million resources on it is pretty good for how small it is. And all these calculations are excluding the tax and all the other random objects and items I can open. This is just the raw numbers here, not including the pick ones and crystal keys and all this other good stuff. 24. So 189. And on each of these farms, I do not bother opening 100. Like, I know Gains does 100 activity points, but for me personally, I don't think it's worth the time. I opened the wrong farm. I would rather just spend it on my main account chaining instead of on my farms doing 100 daily points per day. I'm sure it definitely all adds up. If you have the time, definitely do it. But to do that on all the accounts, it just takes way, way too much time, I'll be honest. So after this, we've got one more mail to open. $10 anyway. So we've got 10 minutes till I got to send my other farms there, which is the last email. So 23. And what has helped massively is the not recent, I guess, but the update that happened probably about a month ago, where oh no, I might have to recalculate this. I just got 40 million food from that. We'll do that. We'll do that another time. But I was literally just mentioning that where the recent update where it converted all these boosts that we no longer have into resources. Ooh, I haven't claimed them on quite a few accounts, it seems, but I guess we'll just do that next time for the next update. So while we're waiting for that to build, we'll go over to our main account and we'll quickly add up how many we have. So we'll swap that over now. And I'll show you the Excel here. There we go. There we go. You guys can see the Excel now. So that's my main account. So this is all of the farms here. So we'll make it a smaller screen. It might be too bright. So we've done from number 2 down to 31. So that's 29 farms. So I believe we do equals sum bracket and then do this to add them all up. This is in the millions, by the way, so not decimals either. And then close equals. So this is how much food we have gained in total, which is, this is so far, by the way, so 5.6 billion, basically. That. So I believe we should have the most amount of food compared to any other resource. And we have 3.7 billion wood so far. So it's definitely looking quite nice. I have a total of 10 billion. We still have one email to go, which is this one here. 3.1 billion. And then 2.3 billion gold. So in total, let's do equals sum over here because I'm lazy to use a calculator. There we go. So we have, ooh, that's way more than I thought. So far, this is without probably claiming a bunch of resources from the mail, 14.8 billion resources. That is pretty good. And we still have one whole email of farms to go, which is just awesome. So 14 billion resources total so far. We'll in total upgrade, or not upgrade, sorry, add up how much resources each farm has, and then in total of every farm altogether at the end here. So we'll just change back to that one there. There we are. So have I done bastions? I think I have. Yes, I have. So we'll do just one auto barb just to make sure our AP is not full and we can chain a little bit later. What we are saving our gems for now is a lot of these. We need, because I'm sure as you guys know, we have Pincer 2 coming out, and I have 2 Pincer sets that look like this. So I have that one, and then I have this one. So they have the same inscriptions, and they'll cost 16 each. So that's 32 stones. Yeah, 32 stones. So that's over 300,000 gems worth. So we'll need 28 of these. So we'll need to get either buying or keep gathering some gems here. And we are saving all of our formation chests because we want those free conversion stones from the anniversary event. We have been told that is coming, or it should be coming. And I'm at 160k on it, so a decent bit, but obviously nowhere near the level of these guys. And I didn't have the AP to do that, I'll be honest. And we'll add up these 2 farms here that I am still growing. It's in my second accounts kingdom, but we collect a lot of forts there because we do a decent amount of forts in our farms and everything. So I think we have around 100 million each. Nothing crazy, but a decent lot of resources. And we are going to be migrating this in after 1875's farm KVK is done. And it's almost finished. I just need to upgrade this, but I'm not going to use anything from my bag just because I want to be, take all of this over to 1875, and I'll just do it by, this daily alliance territory resources, which should be pretty easy to do over a few days to get, 2 million resources. And I have like 30 days of speed ups as well, so I might be able to actually upgrade all my resources, all my production buildings, which should be nice. But it just takes a lot of resources. Everything takes resources. So how many do we have? There we go. So a decent amount. I'll only add up the ones in the items, just because that's the only ones that matter. So 38, because obviously we can't take the ones that are open with us. So 106, just round up, and 67, and 107, and then 29 million. Yeah, we just send the one troop every day. Just get a lot of alliance credits going on, and it's pretty good resources. Can't complain. Cannot complain. If you guys have any questions, just want to have a chat, feel free to drop a message here. I'm more than happy to have a bit of a yarn. What I still need to do on these accounts are make a gold pit march, because I literally do not have a single gathering commander upgraded just yet, but it'll come in time. It'll come in time. So you can see, just claiming for one day, this is 800,000 food, 900,000 wood, and a decent bit of every other resource. So it's definitely good just to collect these every single day. So this is one of the better ways to make farms if you know someone will have a second account and they're willing to allow your second account just to chill here, send one troops, and just collect resources. It's a very chill and easy way to gain resources, and upgrade your farms pretty quickly, I would say. So hey baby 39. That doesn't include these resources, but it's not going to add too much. Yeah, and we have already logged onto these ones. These ones are just still being made, so they do not count. And these are our City Hall 25 ones. This one especially should be loaded. Should be absolutely loaded. And we did do a little bit of crafting on it last stream. We crafted a drum, so eventually I do plan on making a siege march on my two main farms. So I'll have a trap city on each of them, and then when I'm not trapping, I can just set up a siege march and just go to town. So, and this one's also in the main alliance, as you can see. So we'll claim all the gifts shortly. And this one has not been zeroed, so it is cooking on troops, especially calves. So yes, it has 1.4 million calves, which is pretty insane. And then it has 800 days of unis and 100 days of training, which is awesome. And I have been killing a lot of barbarians in this account as well, as you can see, with 52,000 level 1 resource packs. Farmers is Hey Baby 2. Number 2, and this one is loaded, as you can see. I did use quite a lot of this is be way too many reasons. Oh, not too much actually. Around 1 billion just to feed Gains Gaming a little bit, because he fed me for some rewards here. Where is it? So yeah, this is a lot, and a lot of food, which is lovely. 1.2 billion, 664 million, 661, 317. And it is very, very close to not City Hall, VIP 16. So hopefully we get it next off season, and it'll be good for extra materials, as well as just a little bit of extra boost. And yeah, with claiming all these, you get gold keys and silver keys and everything like that. I mean, obviously we'd rather speed ups, but all these keys do give quite a decent bit of resources. How many did we get from that? Yeah, I think we gained about 5 days from that. That's pretty solid. We do have 100 gold keys, among other things, to collect. We'll lock that. Yeah, so this is the cav set here, where it's not crazy, but it's good for barb forts, and this drum will be insane for siege. So then siege will give rage to other siege, and it'll just be so much more damage. So I recommend every siege to have this, and maybe like a horn. But drum is really good for boosting and buffing every other march in the field. So this one's already at 5551. Nothing crazy here. but it will definitely be improved over time, but it's definitely looking solid right now. So let's go on to these other farms. Hey Baby 7. And I have streamed quite a few times sending out farms this off season. So I do not use bots to gather resources for my farms or anything like that. So it has all been farmed by hand by me. Otherwise you would have seen me get a ban, which I have not. And the reason why I haven't spread out these farms, which a lot of people do, is because I am planning on doing a few barb forts later. So I'll just grind out a bunch of level 15 forts for a lot of these resource packs. So if I have 8 accounts joining at once or 9 accounts joining at once, it's a lot and a lot of resources, which is lovely. And yeah, so I haven't spent any gems really on any of these accounts except for my 2 main ones for the egg event. But when it next more than gem comes, I will be buying out the VIP shop for resources, and I will be getting a load of resources. So let's see how many we have here: 627, 367, 295, and 163. It's awesome. This one doesn't have too many speed ups, so I won't need as many resources, which is nice. But I will still have enough speed ups to probably get to hopefully 1,000,000 cav, which would be my goal for almost every account, because that's probably what I enjoy the most, where I can chuck a garrison in and just farm fill with all my farms. I don't know, I just find that satisfying, me personally. The issue is just swapping between all these farms quick enough, because I got 3 on each mail, and so I have one device open on my main email, then I have my phone on another, maybe a second phone if I can find one on another mail, but then I don't know. I probably can't even multitask that quickly, to be honest, but we'll have to test it out later. Yeah, I definitely enjoy gathering these level 9 nodes. The resources come in so quickly when they're available. What number is this one? 6. 428, 246, 210. So I think now with that updated estimate, so before we did this email, by the way, we had 14 billion resources total added up. So I think now we may actually get close to 20 billion across all my accounts, which should be pretty crazy, which I will add up live for you guys on my Excel sheet here. And it could even be more, because obviously I haven't opened all my keys, spent all my gems, or even open these pick one chests or anything like that. So it could be definitely, the number could be bigger than actually 2-3 billion resources, if not more, by the time we open everything. And this doesn't include the main account. So the main account bag is like loaded. It's absolutely loaded. So these on this email here only focus on gold. Well, I got Cyrus for that unlock. Yeah, so I only focus on gold. Everything else, it just comes from gathering the alliance resources. And if I run out of gold nodes from down to level 6, then I do stone, but I try and do it all gold when I can. Just because these accounts here have low level trading posts, so it has a higher tax. So if I gather all food, for example, I'll end up paying more resources overall in tax. But because the gold nodes are much smaller, you don't get as much tax, if that makes sense. So say I send out my farms 20 times, and that's 100 marches, and instead of getting, say, 100 times this, for example, so 100 times this is 150 million resources. So instead of getting taxed 14% of that, which is maybe like 14, maybe 25 million resources. Instead, I'll get 10 times this, which is 500k, which would only be 50 million resources, and then tax that 14%. You get taxed overall less, basically. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it makes sense to me. Hey baby 11. Actually, what I do need to check is, have I bought out this yet? No, I haven't. But yeah, on these accounts here, I only did the first level of melon event, so I don't have too much of resources. If I maxed out, I would have had probably double this amount of resources, but it just takes way too much time. Okay, let's redo that. I need to remember to claim my mail on every one of these accounts because it adds, like that added 6 million, not heaps, but overall it does add a lot more. So that added 7 million food, as well as that's 4 million. So that's 4 million wood, sorry. That's 6 million stone, and that's only 5 million gold. But say over 10 accounts, that definitely contributes quite significantly. Hey baby 22. We are almost done here, so we only have around 6 more accounts, and then we can show you the summary. And then after this, we'll show you how many speed ups I've gained for my main account, which we are absolutely cooking on, if I say so myself. And same with this account, so he has 73 million gold and only 20 million of everything else. It's definitely working the ratio of gathered to transported. It's not crazy yet, as some of my other accounts are, but it'll add up. These accounts are still only pretty small. Claim my mail. Okay, I've already claimed on this account. Let's add it up. So 122, 85, 68, 84. Yeah, so just as well to explain, these numbers would be usually a lot lower, but because of that update, I think we got around maybe 5 to 10 million of each resources for free because of the boost turning to resources. So that will definitely benefit everyone, but it helped me quite significantly. Yeah, so it's going to be a pretty similar trend for all my accounts that have all these ones will have a lot more gold. And I haven't actually properly made these super efficient. Like all these commanders, like I'm still not this one hasn't been upgraded at all, so this could be a lot more efficient. But I'm not that active where I send them out 3-4 times a day, so I'm not that active on them. But twice a day is enough. Where I don't need these commanders to be maxed out, have crazy gear on them because if I just gather once per day or twice per day, once when I wake up, once when I go to bed, that's just enough for me. Only benefit would be having one on the gold pit march, or what number is this? Because gold pit's the one that really matters because it's there for a long time. I literally just looked at the number and I forgot 12. That's 81, 77, 63, 78. Lovely. do need to repair. This is still damage from the Shadow Legion, and it just annoys me where all these farms still say repair on them. It's obviously my fault, but like it's just annoying. So we are very nearly done, and then we will add up all my resources. So far we've done 38 farms. This will be the 39th farm, and we are very, very close to being done. So hey, maybe 14. 14, there we go. So we have 103 mil, 75, 61, and 75. There we go. 39 farms. Now this is going to be the 40th farm account. So yeah, so we have 42 farms. That's including the two I'm about to migrate in. So we are cooking. Hey baby 21. And I usually send 50k each, and it gets, or this is from 75k trips. I get basically 2 million, but then it leaves the pit early because when I send my 30 accounts here, because I got 8 in Lost Kingdom, they just there's still probably 20 million resources left in the pit, and other people like Agaris and other people get it instead, and so I'll just chuck when it's built like 100k troops in there. See, now I'm out of gold nodes. I'll send to stone nodes. And usually as I get lower in these accounts, like I'm almost finished, there's very minimal gold nodes around usually. There we go. And I'm not that crazy that I do forts on all these accounts. I could, but that's just that would take so long to swap between all of them. I know some people do, but not for these ones. Maybe City Hall 25, which I will do in Lost Kingdom, but definitely not these ones. There we go, 40th farm account done. 2 more to go. Hey, gaming with True Brother, what is going on? What is going on, my guy? How are you? We are just calculating how many resources I have farmed this entire farm KVK. And honestly, I'm not super active. I've seen you posting a bunch of videos. I do enjoy your videos of sending out farms. I'm probably not as active as you, but it's enough for what I need. More than enough. Last off season, I gathered about 30 billion resources, so it's definitely doing me good so far. Just writing them all down on my Excel sheet here. I'm about to add them up. Got one more farm to go after this, and we are done. And I'm sure you love this update as much as I did. You can see here, I haven't claimed this since I'm Melon. I just log in, send the farms, and leave. But all these resources are lovely. That update was probably the best update for me. So, hey, baby, 17. That update was probably my favorite update of all updates, honestly. Besides the commander swap, that was also pretty good. But yeah, I was very, very excited for that update. It was unexpected. I had no idea about it as well. Oh, goodness. I just did that. Yes, I'm to 18 billion this off season. Got another month. We'll keep rolling. Ayo, that's massive. That's massive. You got so many speed ups as well because you had unfortunately a farm KVK with 3672 I saw, or basically a farm KVK. So you got so many speed ups to use as well. So if you try and go all out, you'll need so many resources as well. But 18 billion is massive. So I think when I did about my 25 farms, just as I was waiting for this gold pit to finish, because I had maxed out with troops, we're at 14 billion resources. So my estimate is that I'm about probably 22 billion. I originally estimated 10 billion, and then we smashed that goal. So I'm thinking we're at around 22 billion resources, but we'll see straight after this here. So hopefully, I'll probably gather this off season as well. But hopefully, after this off season, I won't have to gather for 2 KVKs, hopefully. What number is this? 18. But because I'll probably have around 2K days of speed ups, I'll go all out this KVK, so I might end up zeroing myself on speed ups and resources. So we'll see, we'll see. So there we go. That's all done here. Let's change back to the main. I'll show my Excel sheet here once we swap over, and we'll see how many we've got. Let's go to that, and we'll swap over to that. We'll go to this. There we go. Come KVK pop, I'll be closer to 65 to 75 bill total. That's insane. Hopefully we meet up. That would be pretty chill. So at the moment I'm at around 40. So at the moment around 40, 41. But so we should hopefully, I don't know, we'll see how many we're at. So we're gonna be totaling how much food would sown and then in total per farm. So let's do total resources. And this makes it so much quicker, these doing these sheets instead of using a calculator. Using a calculator just takes so long. There we go. So in total, we have 8.7 billion food, almost 8.8, which is pretty crazy. This is just for this KVK because I emptied all my farms before we went into matchmake, or just before we went to Lost Kingdom, actually. 5.7 basically, just to round up there. Just under 5 billion stone. And not as much gold, obviously, but a pretty decent amount. And let's add up all of this. So this is move this one over just to make it separate. Total RSS. And we'll do equals sum. And this is a grand reveal. Let's see how many we have. Was pretty spot on. Oh, originally I guess 10 billion, but as I just said before, we added this up around 22. Here we are. This is before opening all the pick ones and everything like that, but still. So basically 23 billion resources, which is crazy. So once we transfer everything, we'll have almost 20 billion food, 15, 16 billion wood, basically just a crap ton of resources. And once we get these back as well, we will be cooking. So you can see I spent literally 2x the amount of food. So I will keep gathering a lot of food, but we are cooking. We are absolute cooking. Now we need to add up each. Add up how many resources each farm got. What am I doing? So 800 million. The one thing Excel has been useful for, which I was taught. Not gonna lie. Whoops. There we go. So you can obviously see which farms are newer and which farms are older. Where these ones up here are a lot older, so they had a lot more resources boosts. So they transferred into a lot more resources compared to these ones, which are very, very new. And a lot of them are just raw gathered resources, not from the update. So these ones are my 25 farms, these three here from one of my other mails. So you can see here, these ones are my OG farms, which I've had for such a long time, and I'm the most active on them in forts, as well as buying stuff from merchant shop I used to be. So that's how I had a lot of boosts, which transferred obviously into a lot of resources. Oh, 1875 AO, you doing a skip or going first pop? So I haven't been told anything, but unless we are waiting for some migrants from the 1093 KVK, I'm gonna guess we're going first pop. It would be pretty silly to skip otherwise. But again, I would assume we're going first pop. We would have to, I reckon. Even though last KVK was a farm KVK, we all spent like 1,000 days of speed ups against 1981, so we're all pretty stacked, but not insanely stacked like you. Like you're with 3.5k days of speeds is kind of crazy. And it also depends on what other kingdoms are going for, but we'll see what Abu Hind decides on. I trust him. So I think we do plan on having a pretty big migration again. So we've all been told to get this hospital stratagem and increase our hospital by like a mil, which is, I'll quickly show you before I have a quick break there. So the stratagem, not that. The stratagem, where is it? I haven't bought it yet. This one here. So we've been told to buy this and fill our hospitals to the max. So I'll actually just do that now, honestly. Let's get rid of that. Let's add in that. So yeah, we all increase our hospital to like 1 mil basically. We fill it up to the max and we all drop 10 mil power per account. So we should be able to drop gold Imperium, hopefully, and then get in a bunch of people. Because we did have a few people leave. People come and go, obviously. And our farms, I've been told, above 35 million to fill hospital. So we'll see how that goes. So our goal is to get a full alliance full of main accounts. But I'm not sure if that'll change because of this recent pilot update, because obviously we do want whales, but then we don't want whales who don't play their accounts, because it doesn't look like Lilith is going back on their pilot stance, which is fair enough. So we need to recruit more heavy farm filling players and personally active players, not just whales that rely on pilots, because although their gold chest and everything else is nice, will they still spend is a question if they don't have pilots and they can't play very much. Because I know we have a few people here, like Dima, for example. He always gets top DKP, but that's because he uses a pilot. He spends a crap ton, right? But he can't play himself because he runs like 4 businesses. He's a busy man. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's still a while away. From what I reckon they should do is because this update here is very, very, very good for lower seeds from probably low A to DC. This update is very, very beneficial. I will 100% agree with that. But for these high Imperium KVKs, people like me and everyone else always comes here to compete to the very top level, try and get the most kill points and just go crazy. They don't come here to chill and just be like, B, C kingdoms where they just rely on a few players to be active all the time and carry, So in my opinion, I feel like they should make it like the rest mode, where each kingdom can vote on how much, or if they wanted pilot system, pardon me, I'm focusing on this, if they want the pilot system in the KVK, because how I'm sure the kingdoms can vote on if they want rest mode, and so I reckon they should vote if they want pilot. So and they have to be Imperium KVK. So for all C, B, D, or whatever kingdoms or KVKs, they all get no pilots. But for Imperiums who want to be here for the top of the top, the best of the best, let them do pilots. Honestly, I mean, the only reason why I feel like that is because yes, I do use pilots, but not much. I'm very, very active myself. I'm from Australia, right? So I play mainly from reset till 14 UTC, which is, or maybe 22 UTC, which is 8 a.m. till, well, this is only during KVKs, of course, till like midnight or 1 a.m., right? But for those 6 hours when it's midnight, that's the peak of the fighting, and that's where I get some of my kill points. So it's just unhealthy for a player to stay up that long, but obviously it's a must. But it's honestly, I would be pretty happy. I'll be happy either way because obviously I'll be happy because I'll be playing against less skilled players because I'm a very good field fighter myself. So I'll be getting a lot more kill points. I'll be getting trading much better. But the only downside is that I'll be fighting less people because I'm in nighttime for most people. So when my main uptime, because like right now it's 11 p.m. for me. So this is getting into my downtime soon, and everyone's uptime peaks around 13, 14 UTC, maybe a little bit later. So I'll miss out on the brute of the fighting, which will be annoying, but also people like me will be well sought after because they'll need people like us or me to cover downtime, for example. But I will see. We'll see what happens. I'll be happy either way, to be honest. You Poco watching my speeds? Nah, I've just been watching some of your videos, bro, and just when you go over your account, I just have a quick gaze at it and see what's up. Ooh, who's gonna win here? Probably France, but I'll bet a little bit on England, because why not? But no, I just watch your videos every now and again, and I just have a quick look at your speeds and see how you're doing, and just enjoy your video. I would appreciate it though if you could subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that. So now we got to do Golden Kingdom. So before we start Golden Kingdom, in total here, so we did add up all of my resources here. So 8.7 billion food, 5.69 billion wood, 4.97 billion stone, 3.5 billion gold, and then in total, just under 22 billion resources in total. So basically 23 billion resources. So if we add that to, let's just say 41 billion, we'll have around 63 billion if we transferred everything right now. So we are on track to have around 70 to 80 billion resources for next KVK, which has been all farmed by hand, and it does exclude these resources here, which we have been saving up quite a while. And then for speed ups, every single week I have been buying these. I'm still going to do that. I used to spend a bunch in VIP as well to get to SVIP pretty quick, but I'm going to be saving all my gems now to get these conversion stones. Anyways, in total we are up to 1,480 days of speed. So we are cooking. We are cooking. We are most definitely cooking, and you can see 230 of them basically have come from the VIP shop. So without this VIP shop, we would only be at 1,200, which would be good, but not great for Imperium. And then before we start, Golden Kingdom, my dilemma is, should I try and optimize this armament here? So I do have 2 crystals. Should I try and optimize it? Because I'm at 13 rerolls. So in 2 crystals, I should be able to get an extra one of these, have 2.5% stats, hopefully, which would be very good for my rally garrison set. So all these ones are otherwise pretty good. They're all above 2.5%. Or should I try and get this set here to all above 10% stats, for example? So I can do rerolls right now, honestly, because I want to get above 10% each. And my pity's 8, so I should be able to get another infantry stat. And if I get an extra 1%, this will be good. Actually, let's see. So health I'm not worried about because we have 1 stat here for all damage. And attack, I'm basically there. So if we get this one to 2.5% plus, I'll be happy actually. So let's just do a quick. We got plenty of stones, so I'll use my secondary password. don't get it wrong. There we go. Let's see, we want 2.5% plus. 2.2. Okay, that's solid. That's solid. We're up to 9.6 now. So that's 0.6 of an upgrade. We may as well keep going because we have the stones for it and we have the reroll, so we may as well. I'm not going to reroll for anything else because my all damage and my attack is pretty solid already. If that was infantry, that would be mad. Okay, I mean, I'll take the upgrade. I'll take the upgrade. So I'm pretty happy with that. Do we have any rerolls here? We don't. And I don't have an inscription here yet, but it'll come. And I do have quite a few other upgrades planned, but we'll see. We'll probably do the rest of the upgrades just before our next fight, so we'll hoard a lot of things. But our gear's cooking. So main cav, main inf. I got these boots at tier 5, so these are going to be pretty fast now. Second cav, which is pretty nice. Archers, I only have one archer march. Second infantry. And third cav, which is looking pretty rough. Wherever my other horn is looking pretty rough, but I'm not going to touch this, honestly. I just want to get these 5 marches as good as possibly can. Yeah, armaments are looking decent. My second set is looking really nice, except this. This is a very rookie move from me because I desperately need it for, like, I don't know, some event we're doing, but it is what it is. We'll probably put it on. Actually, we need to have a look at that because I will be getting an Autark this KVK. And let's see what we can put it on before we do Golden Kingdom. So we want Scroll, Legendary. Do I have any damage? So ideally we want to put some with high all damage, but it's not crazy. I wouldn't mind a lot of health either. So I'll do Cav. So this one is solid, not perfect, but probably good enough for what I want it to do. But I can just wait anyways until we have, if we get another really good armament to put it on. So it's not to be a be all and end all, but if we don't get any better ones, I will just chuck it on this one. And then also, we do have an upgrade to do on my QSH Adventure. So this Daring one is pretty nice. Whereas 2.5% skill damage, 1% counter attack, which is almost a perfect common inscription, but the stats are pretty rubbish. But I do have this down here. Where is it? This one here, which is a really, really nice armament. So what I'll be doing at some point is converting it to skill damage or wedge and then chucking elite on it, which is still pretty good. 1% extra damage, but the armament has 2% all damage, 3.3% defense, and 2.5% attack, which would be really good for this set. But I just really hope we get a better armament here because this troop load is doing my head in, and I don't want to waste stones transferring this to skill damage 2 just yet because it doesn't have good stats, and there's always a chance I get, you know, another rare inscription before next KVK, but we'll see. Solid sets, brother. All right, I got a blast. I need to try and get some work done today. Take care. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you stopping in and saying hi. Nice to see you, mate. So for this one, we want to buff as much as possibly can. So we probably chuck drum and horn here and chuck that there. I don't have a good wedge anymore because I transferred 2 of my legendary inscriptions over to calves, but it'll do. And we'll chuck a horn ring there. Yes, that's the 5 marches we'll use. And the mistake I did on this one last time is if you put in 1 siege to slow it down, that's actually bad for Golden Kingdom because when you get 15% troop capacity or 10% or whatever you get, it also boosts your siege march. Instead of having 1, you end up with like 20,000 siege. So it's better just to do it with all calves, in my opinion. Because then you just do less damage. It's just very unfortunate. There we go. We like that setup. Try and blast through this, and we'll get onto my second account as well. Oh, that's a really good one to grab. 1,000 rage. That's so good to have at the starting stages because that means I can literally get through this with almost no sevs and just get the blessings instead of healing from these healing hearts up here. We chuck a blessing and get a free blessing instead of having to heal up. I probably could have picked the 100% extra damage there for AoE, but it's not a big deal. There we go. That's also really good. What you want to do is basically just pick all the DPS ones is ideal for this. You don't want to pick healing, ideally, unless you have really bad ones to pick from. You want to get 6 marches and the 1,000 rage and anchor, which is where the enemy troops lose 10% of health starting. They're the main few that you want to try and get here. I don't even know. We'll get Trajan for extra buffs, I guess. Yeah, I have seen that wild Mr. Open Wild line. They have continued to keep spending for now, just to try and go all out this KVK. But it'll be interesting to see what Lilith will do because there's going to be so many whales that will stop spending and maybe even playing the game, which some people will think were good, which I do as well to an extent. But for the business, that's a lot of money just dropping off the table. But if you set a precedent here where if you listen to 2 or like 10 really big spenders, that's not a good precedent for the rest of the game. But I don't know. We'll see what they do. It'll be interesting to see. And I'm just happy I'm not in that KVK, so I'm not the test dummy here. I don't want anything. Oh, I'll grab the healing. None of these ones are really good. Oh, that is perfect. That is perfect. We have basically picked the perfect. We've gotten the perfect blessings in within the first 5 floors, which is amazing. I don't think I've ever gotten those that quickly to get 1,000 rage and 6 troops. That is quite lucky. I'll chuck Trajan in there. One of the other better ones that I really like as well is the troop capacity, because the more troops you have, the more skill damage you'll do. So when you have 1,000 rage at the start, it absolutely demolishes these guys. We'll check those. So, because I got 3 troops in the back row, that means I do an extra 15% damage overall. An extra 25% AoE. So I'm at 125% bonus AoE damage, which is mental. Because I have a decent archer set and a max cav set, so those AoEs are going to be popping off. Yeah, I'll do that. So every single 100, I get 2.5% extra damage. And considering I already have like pretty much all the buffs I need, I can just stack up all this gold, and I don't need to spend it necessarily. I'll probably get that, but I don't need anything else, so I can delete that. I shall use it on the next boss, but I don't think I need any other buffs. The only other buffs I could grab are extra bolts to damage them, but it's not a must. Let's see how fast we can don't have single target damage. We'll do that one, I guess. See how fast we can defeat the boss at the end. The other ones are healing, and the healing is literally the worst skills to pick on these ones, in my experience. And the reason why I'm doing Liu Chair Richard is because he has healing. Whoops, I didn't mean to that. And Liu Chair Constantine, he doesn't heal until he's like at 20% health or something, so he's not as good as Richard for healing. Because the Liu Chair Richard is just for a tanking march. $500. Usually I hate the 500. I would rather the legendary troop capacity perfect, but we need a lot of gold to get that boost racking up. And all damage is also very nice. So in case you guys missed it, I did just, or not just, but we did go through all my farms here, and in total we have around 20, just under 23 billion resources gathered for this farm KVK, which is obviously excluding the main account. So we are absolutely cooking for next KVK. We don't need that. Or another good skill to have is the one that kills a siege tower straight away, but obviously didn't get lucky enough to grab that this time around. So you don't really want the health, you just want to ramp up your attack and your all damage in this mode. So an extra 15% all damage now, because I got 3 troops in the back, 3 troops in the front. So really an extra 30%, which is insane. None of these ones are really good, but we'll do that. Blessing. Siege weapon, we'll take that, delete that. We don't need any of these 3. We don't need that because we have 2 of those, so that'll be a waste of gold. We don't need that. We may as well, because sometimes the last level, they have the boss that's in the poison, and you don't want to click every single poison one because it obviously kills your troops quite quickly, so you wanna know where it is so you don't have to, so you don't waste all your troops' health down here if you don't have enough healing skills like this one here. You kill everyone, yeah. So if you're talking about in this game mode here, sorry, I kill every single boss or thing here just to get the max amount of gold, because I have this skill here where every 100 gold I get 2.5% damage. So I want to try and get this up as high as possible to deal more damage. So that means my troops will deal more damage to these guys and they won't die as quick. And as well, so each one you have a slight chance to get a blessing. And so if you get a blessing, you can get like 5% troop capacity or an extra attack, for example, and it definitely all adds up in my opinion. if it depends on your circumstance. So my gear is pretty solid, and I can afford to attack every single one. But if you're struggling, maybe you only have. None of these ones are good. I guess we'll do that one. But if you have say only 3 marches and you're trying to get through this, you can probably skip all the common level bosses, for example, because they're not a must to do, but it's just a bonus to do. So you get more gold if you have this skill, and there's a slight chance of getting a blessing. But if you're trying to conserve your troops and you only have like 3 marches of proper gear, for example, you don't need to. But yeah, I do personally like, just because I don't know, it's worth the risk to get the blessing or just extra gold in this case here. Does that make sense? And you want extra rage gain as well, just to pop off your active skills as quick as possible. And sometimes you don't have a choice except to attack these guys, obviously, because the legendary guy might be in one of these ones. And my luck is probably going to be just behind this one. What is that? I've somehow uncovered everything else but where the boss is. That makes sense. There you go. And this one isn't good in the last level because I can't spend anymore, so this is just pointless. And none of these ones are good, but I guess we'll do that one. And if you have these skills as well that are only at level 1 or 2, for example, you need to get these up to 15 to get extra attack or defense or even health if they have that. I think that's the first time I managed to destroy those towers without having to kill the boss. Like, usually they literally place them surrounding the boss, so you can't kill him without killing one of these guys. You tend to notice patterns when you have played this quite a bit. Oh, no, this is questionable. Enemy lose 10% of their troops. I like troop capacity. You can pick either of them. Anchor overall for if you're like an average player, you only have 3 or 4 gold marches. Definitely pick anchor to so the enemy lose 10% of troops. But I like troop capacity because I have 5 full gold marches, so they'll do a heap of damage. And here, this is where you use all your saved up boosts. All your all damage, all these ones. And on the last level, we got lucky, so they weren't they don't have any poisons. And use all the healing skills you've popped up. More troops, more damage. Exactly right. Exactly right. So I'll show you my blessings that I've picked. So we've picked 3 AoE skills. So I'll like 100% extra damage and a few extra ones here. You just want to basically pick a lot of AoE damage. I do like troop capacity. These ones here mean I have 30% more damage because I got 3 troops front and back. There were 1,000 rages, always very nice, and then all these ones just for AoE skills. It's just mental. So let's see how fast we can kill this boss here. So we'll chuck tank over here, and we'll chuck our max Arthur set over here. We want to try and do the most amount of damage possible, but also get some buffs in there too. So I think that's the play there. I shall chuck QSH out here, chuck Philip back here. So Philip can buff all these fellas around here, and Trajan can buff these other guys here. Let's see how fast we can do it. So Philip and Mulan there in the middle are giving everyone else here health, attack, defense buffs, and all damage buffs and everything like that. So we should be able to cook these guys pretty quick. And I picked Trajan down here. Where is he? For the extra buffs. So Shajar gives normal damage buffs, which is good for infantry usually. And Trajan's just good for all these other buffs that he gives. Can't remember exactly what buffs he gives, but it's pretty nice. So we can skip the rest of this now. In 2 minutes, 4 seconds, that's pretty solid. There we go. It's very nice. So we'll claim those, quickly swap over. Now it's 2 minutes. So that was very nice. Let's see if we can get lucky. Oh yeah, you usually get absolutely wrecked with these things. Okay, not too bad. Could be better, could be worse. I don't mind it. Nice, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. 2 minutes is very quick. Very quick. See if we get any materials. And no materials again. I never get luck on my main account, but on my farm accounts, I usually get pretty lucky. I don't know why Lilith makes that a thing, but it is what it is. Farm accounts always get the best of luck. I'll just do a few auto bulbs while we're waiting here. And so we don't have too many materials. So we have, well, that's 10, maybe 15, and a few down here. So nothing crazy, but what we are saving for is our boots. So we don't have any materials or blueprints, sorry, but we need to get, where is it? We need to get these two. Should be three. Oh no, yeah, it's just these two. So we need to get these two here to level 5. We're just waiting on blueprints, unfortunately, but we'll get there eventually because my marches are so slow. So we'll swap over to my second account and we'll see how fast we can kill a boss there. Bro, it's bad. They need to give us more. Yes, they do. I mean, everyone wants more. Just give us everyone the same amount, I reckon. Because there used to be another event before the Realm of Mystique where you could get extra materials like Soroli Crisis, where you could get like 15 blue and common or rare, sorry, but they removed that instead for the Realm of Mystique, which is just annoying. So we'll chuck our gear on these commanders here. Where's my second archer set? Arch 2. And we need to save up a lot of crystals in this account too, which I'll show you why in a second. So we'll chuck a drum from Scipio here. Yes, that's fine, that's fine. And what do we need now? I think we need a second infantry for tank, which is Lee Chair. There we go, and we'll chuck a ring. Actually, what we'll do, we'll put the Greatest Glory, because this is going to be my tanking march. And we'll chuck a horn here to just do the most amount of damage possible, I think is the play. And I think we're missing the drum. That's it. So I think that's all set. I need armaments. That would make sense. My armaments on my second pincer are kind of bad, but we got plenty of crystals to spend, but just no stones. But yeah, so we need obviously to swap over to pincer 2. This is my main pincer, not that. So it'll take 20 to swap over these, and then another 10 to swap over this one. So it'll take about 30 to swap over. Not as much as my main account, but still solid. And there is a possibility that we get another legendary. It's a low chance, but there's a chance that we get this before the update. So we may even need 40, which would suck, but it is what it is. We are saving everything for the update, which I recommend you guys do too. Let's get this going. And I have a bunch of materials here saved up, but we're just short blueprints. Or some people are. Some people have way too many materials, but not me. Not me. So we'll see how Lichek Constantine goes here, because we used Richard on the last one. Or we could go for, or do we want to go? Actually, we'll try all DPS here. Actually, so we will try. So actually, let's swap around again. I want to try all DPS except the one buffing march. Actually, so I've tried the Richard strat heaps. But let's try 2 fully DPS marches here instead of 2 tanks, or like a buffing and a tank, for example. So what we'll do is we'll chuck this here, there. Okay, perfect. And we'll see what's better. If either, it obviously depends on the luck that we get for our blessings, but is it better to have a tanking march like Lee Chair Richard, or just go all DPS? So we'll move that. We'll do Sunzu Ivar. I'm not sure if he's good in Canyon, but he's been really good on field for me. I have him 5-5-1-1. And then we'll do BQ lead chair. There we go. The issue is who's going to tank. So I guess we'll do something like this. So no one's really tanking too much, but we'll see how we go here. So I do have a lot less power than my main account, but that's expected. It's my second account. Ooh, we'll take that one. And because we don't have a tanking much, we may have to think a little bit more about our formations for the legendary bosses, but we'll see. One's no problem. Hey, an extra battlefield. A troop on the battlefield already. That's really nice. We just don't have an extra troop to put on there at the moment. Oh, that was a mistake. I don't have any single target commanders here, so that was a mistake, but it is what it is. I'll do GG Achilles for extra damage. So I have an extra 15% damage now because we've got 3 troops in the front line, which is awesome. Oh, 2 healing hearts. We heal and we get a blessing. Perfect. We didn't get a single relic from that entire front four, which is kind of crazy. I don't like these ones. You want ones that heal all of your troops, not just one troop. That's kind of bad. Take that one. Ooh, that's so tough. We'll do Philip Shajar. May as well do one healer, one blessing. Speeding through this pretty quickly. Oh, that was perfect. That is literally the perfect one to get. Just got 50% skill damage, I believe. We'll double check that. Yeah, we just got this one. No, this one, 50% more skill damage just from the wheel. That's pretty rare. We'll take that. And another one, 100% extra skill damage now. That's awesome. Just because this account isn't as strong, I'll probably go for just this one health one, which I picked just before, compared to the other one. It's still decent, but like it's not as strong as my main, so I still need a little bit of extra health, a little bit of extra help as well with the health stats. Okay, I'll do that. I do not want the shielding. It's not great. I only run one cav march in this account, so picking the or playing, I have two, but like in Canyon I only run one, so picking the 10% attack doesn't do too much for me. If it was infantry or archers, maybe, but the others don't do too much for me. I don't have any single target. I don't want a shield. That's probably the worst three options you probably could get, honestly. Drop that. We need that. Is there anything I can? Yeah, I don't want those. So waste that. Everything else I'm pretty chill with. Next level. Make sure attack is perfect. I didn't want the health. I'd rather the attack over health now because we already got this health bonus here. We don't need any extra health after that, I don't think. Surely I get it here. Okay, I was gonna say surely I didn't pick the last tile again. 50% more normal damage, perfect. I swear on the last three times I've picked the first and second is a boss. That's actually annoying. I didn't mean to pick that one, but it is what it is. Oh, 10% all damage, that's perfect. Grab that one for extra damage. Okay, that's really good. 25% chance to get an extra 1,000 rage. That's awesome. What am I? What did I do? Didn't mean to do that. See, boss in front of the towers, they always do it. Usually, except last time, but almost always they do it. I haven't. The first time I've ever experienced not getting a boss there is just before my main account. I don't do any single target damage. I don't want any healing either. Oh, I guess I'll get that. That's pretty awful. Let's use this one again. What do we get? Something good? Okay, that's rubbish. That's good, a defense one. Oh, we're not going to use any of those. Come on. 4 more levels to go, see how fast we can get through this. Don't even need any of them. If anything, we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. And get that and that. I don't think anything, everything else here is kind of useless to me. See, a boss again. Always happens. Oh, 1,000 rage, perfect. That is, I think, 2 out of the 3 or 2 out of the 4 perfect ones. The only other ones we could ask for is the troop capacity and then the anchor. So now the healing one's kind of coming useful. I'm not really using or losing any troops, really. Like, this is nothing. I'm barely losing any troops. 20% archer attack. Perfect. And there we go, our boss. There we go, Anchor. Now the only one we're missing is a 15% troop capacity to get all the four best ones, I reckon. Or my four best ones, I reckon, in my opinion. None of these ones are good. So do that. I don't want to use that. I guess we'll just let that one chill. It's probably not going to be good anyways. See, some floors do have a chance to give poison, some don't. That's why it's always good to have one of those chief detectors if you have it. Bro, 2 bosses in a row, come on. Now, I also need to hope that we find the healing hut here. Otherwise, if not, we'll have to go through all these poisons and hopefully find it. Yeah, we'll have to go through these poisons here, unfortunately. Of course, it's almost on the last bloody one as well. Was it worth it? Not really. We'll see. This one's going to be a challenge here. We might actually need the healing. This one here will be a challenge. We have very minimal amounts of troops, but we have a lot of these deadly bolts, and we have anchor as well. So it loses an additional 10% on top of what we deal damage to it right now. Will we beat 2 minutes and 4 seconds from our main account? Unlikely, but let's have a gaze. What we can do as a trick as well is replace this one here, because this one's almost half, or all these ones are half health actually, so it doesn't really matter. I'll keep with GG Achilles actually. How do we want to do this? GG Achilles there, Philip there, we'll do Arthur, Sun Tzu. Let's go. That honestly wasn't that far off. Like, we were missing so many troops and we managed to do it in only 10 seconds slower. That's honestly not that bad. 2 minutes 14 seconds compared to 2 minutes and 4 seconds. We'll take that. Now, are we going to get any more luck here with 15 of these? We did actually. On our main here, we got 1. Here we got 2. That's actually good. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. There we go. So what do we have enough materials to actually craft anything? Not really. We have around 10. And what we are saving up for is to hopefully max this set out here. So it's pretty far away from being maxed, like with these accessories and everything else, but this is my garrison set. Ideally, we'll have like these gloves here, but it'll do for now. So we're 1 craft away from refining this. So we're literally 1 tap. So we'll refine this and hopefully get this at tier 5. We just got this at tier 4, but we are getting close. Close, but also far away at the same time. Suleiman, good job. I mean, it wasn't that hard considering the account, but yeah, appreciate it, bro. How are you doing, Suleiman? Enjoying that the farm KVK is almost over. I'm sure we'll swap back to our main here. And Suleiman, I'll quickly show you this once we've swapped over. This is the resources that we have, or not we, I have gathered in total. This farm KVK. So Unlike I've seen videos from Gaines and Shappy how they didn't really do anything. Or not, I think Gaines did. He always does, but compared to Shappy where he didn't gather or didn't actually use a farm KVK, which was obviously his fault. But this I did use it personally. So these are all my farm accounts here. So this is the number of each farm account. This is how many millions of food, wood, stone, and gold, and how many in total from each account. So some has 2 billion, some has 1 billion, some has like 400 million, some has almost 3 billion, which is my main farm. And then in total here, we have 8.789 billion food, 5.69 billion wood, 4.971 billion stone, 3.5 billion gold, and in total, just under 23 billion resource in total. Initially, I estimated to get around 10 billion, but we have far surpassed my estimate. And this is excluding all these pick ones. So I haven't opened any pick ones on any of my farms, haven't opened any of the keys on my farms, or any like these magic chests, or I haven't opened anything, or some of them I haven't even claimed the mail. So I know a few of them when the boost swapped over to resources. I haven't claimed the mail for that just yet, because I only send out farms and then leave and go to the next one. So I don't know. It's interesting. So we are cooking. We are cooking, and we should be ready for next KVK. So we should have around. Looking at these numbers, we should be close to 20 billion each resources if we continue to gather, which is insane. But also, looking at our speed ups, that's how many resources we'll need. Because in against 1365, the proper last KVK, I used around 70 billion resources for around similar speed ups that I have now. So we'll need quite a bit more. You're good? That is awesome. That's awesome. It is quite nice. You are more than ready? Yes, yes. I mean, everyone always needs more speed ups, but it's definitely looking pretty good now. May as well attack the bulb now. Yeah, I mean, everyone always wants more speed ups, but I'm feeling pretty safe at the moment. Pretty safe at the moment. The only thing I'm not feeling comfortable with, as I'm sure you will feel the same pain, if not way more pain than me, is for these little buggers here. I only have 4, and I need 32 of them. So I'm guessing with your 3 infantry marches, 2 of them are pincer. So I'm going to assume you'll need around 80 or just under 80 to swap these over to pincer 2. So I'll need 32. So I have 2 sets that are exactly the same, basically. So I have that one. Where's my second pincer? That's my Delta 2s. Yeah, so I have 2 pincers exactly the same. That's my second one, and that's my main one. So I need 32 stones to swap this to pincer 2. I'll get a little bit free because I'm saving these up to open them, but you need 60. Yeah, I thought it's not too bad, but to think that's 600,000 gems, and what's that? Probably like 10 of those bundles. That is kind of mental. But yeah, I'll be in your position when it comes to calves. Like this one's going to cost 40, and then my second delta here is going to cost 26, so that's 66. And then my third cav, I don't even know if I have 3. I think I do have 3. I don't think I have any rares, but eventually I'll have full rares on my third delta. So I'll need like 70 to 80 stones. And for my ore target, I'm getting this KVK, hopefully, fingers crossed. I'll get another, where is it? Where's my delta set? I'll get another, bro, am I blind? Yeah, I'll get another Thrasher. So it'll cost me around 80 stones to swap over my 3 delta marches, which will be very, very expensive. But luckily, we know about it about 3 or 4 months in advance. So it'll give me plenty of time to send my gems on these guys. So instead of maxing egg event, I'll be buying 5 of these. But we'll see. I'm surprised you only need 60. I would have thought you would need like probably like 70, because including your rares as well. But obviously, if you only need 60, that's still pretty good, really, in the grand scheme of things. But hopefully, they bring an event to actually make it easier for everyone, because the rate that they're introducing all of these new formations is kind of cooked. It is pretty cooked. You have 10 now. Oh, okay, gotcha. So you actually need 70 to swap it, but is that what you mean? Where you just need 60 additional? So you need 70 in total. That is mental in itself. I mean, it's all good, well and good to be a whale, but like when you have so many inscriptions, oh, it's so cost worthy to swap them over. Why am I only getting 20 helps? We have so many people online. The hell? Yes, true. 70 total. Gotcha. Gotcha. Gonna try and get these siege marches up for or siege march speed up for some gathering. I was originally going to try and get to 100 million crystals spent, but I don't think I'm going to get there. It's not. I'll get this one for sure, but it's not looking good for the 100 million crystals. I'm only at 84, so I guess I'll just try and get to 90. So I only got 8 days left, but we shall see. We can get this actually right now. But yeah, so if I don't get to 100, I think what's that? Maybe I'll have 300k less crystal, but it's not a massive deal. The full bundle, oh, that's so cooked. I mean, I'll be enjoying all the gold chests, but that's gonna be so expensive. And I need to do no, that should be enough. I need to do one more. I guess that's where your crystal tech money went from this KVK. If you didn't buy the Mountain Warfare, so instead of buying like 2 or 3 Mountain Warfares here, you can buy 2 or 3 gold chests there. So how many crystals did we get? Not a crazy amount. Why am I only getting 20 health? We have so many people online. I could get that, but it's not very efficient of me. I don't even know what I want to buy here because obviously I've been told to save for these, right? Or not told to, I should. But there's nothing I need because I've maxed my cav set now, so I don't need any horn, I don't need any rings. I'll also just buy them to eventually upgrade my marches, but I'm so far away from upgrading my accessories. Like I want to get all my boots at tier 5 except calves, obviously. Get stuff to tier 4, then crit, and then I'll do accessories. So I feel like I just want to buy these, but I might just save them honestly, because I do need gold heads. Because I only have 1,000, and I might need to max 2 commanders to run 3 delta marches. Because I don't need to max any infantry commanders. So I got BQ Lee Chet, then I run Sun Tzu. I run Sun Tzu Ivar. I'll get a little bit more in MG hopefully. So I'll maybe only have to spend like 100 here. So I'll need around 1,300 to 1,400 gold heads by next KVK hopefully. And I should get back into playing Silver Arc. I've just been really lazy with doing Arc. Well, I and other people can't keep up out buying. Yeah, that it's just crazy. I mean, I get it. Lilith is a business; they want to make money, but it's getting way too far. Like the money grabbing way too much. Releasing a new formation every 3 months is just insane. Considering they don't have these KVK rewards like they used to. Like for here, you used to get 2 or 5 per KVK season, right? And they were saying it's too hard to get, but getting 3 million acclaim is pretty easy, right? But I don't feel like it's replaced it because I don't get that many of these ones. Like for tomorrow, for example, I don't for the last 3 days I haven't gotten any. I really don't think it's replaced it to the same extent. And it's supposed to help free to players and low spenders, but I honestly don't think the system has. Go for daily chest if you can. What do you mean, like what this one here? This doesn't give you any of these conversion zones, and this one refreshes every month. So I might end up getting this every month, but probably not. I'll probably just save for Crystal Tech, honestly. So I am buying a new PC soon, or if not in the next week. Pretty expensive. I don't feel like getting the helps, honestly. Oh, I can get these. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I do want to max Hector because David Hector's probably one of the better garrisons for one-on-one passes. And I'm getting close. I only buy dailies during alliance mobilization or during recharge events just to try and get the max value possible. And what also annoyed me the most, how is Hector, by the way, not available in in alliance mobilization? How does that make any sense? Like in alliance mobilization, I could have got an extra 15 reward, like 15 gold heads, but it wouldn't let me pick him. Like it wouldn't even show up, which makes no sense. So I was forced to pick for GG instead. But I don't even think I'll max GG, but we shall see, we shall see. I got one flux. Oh, I'll do one daily bundle. I don't think that's what you meant, but whatever. I do need some Hector heads. It's not bad. My usual luck is getting 1 or 2 heads, so I'll take 3, honestly. It's skipple, wait for calves. That's true, but I run 3 calves, so I need some skippable commanders in my lineup. And Hector is a good garrison commander for calves. And I don't know if the new combo calves will come out before next KVK is the issue. Because if they don't come out before next KVK, I'll kind of be in a pickle because I don't have 6 or I don't have 3 cav marches. Like I have these 5 which are solid-ish, but I won't be able to make 3. Like I'll need an extra 1 minimum. Like even if I max GG, I can do Attila David, Arthur Philip, and GG Achilles, but that'll be stretching it. My Attila David will trade negative. My Arthur Philip will trade mid. Because I do need an extra combo commander, so I'm not running skill damage anymore. It's just not it. Especially since I swapped out two of my legendary inscriptions. I only have this now. It's not great. I don't know. I need to make a decision. And considering I was able to skip the Arch Commander and the latest Leadership Commander, I have a few gold heads. And so if I get closer with recharge events to maybe only 300 heads out from him, then that'll help. So I can max this guy and maybe a new cav. Because I think the new calves are on track to be released maybe, I think, midway through our next KVK, if I'm correct. But I don't know. It's only guessing at this point. Because personally, for garrisoning, health is very good. And this set is pretty solid with health. And I will be maxing tech for next KVK. So hopefully I should be one of the main garrisons. Obviously, it's going to be Abu Hin's probably better because he can just buy a million of these bundles. And same with Ibra and all these other guys. They can just max out Armory, Alchemy, and they can just get a fully maxed set. But, you know, this is solid, really solid, especially with health for garrisoning. I honestly hope I'm one of the main garrisons because that's literally one of my favorite things to do is to garrison. And I think I've made up my mind. I was discussing earlier in the stream whether to spend my crystals here to improve this, which is definitely easy to do. Not easy, but it's possible. Or to try and get this up. But this set is already solid-ish. And I don't know, I enjoy the game the most when I garrison personally. Like this inscription here is or element is almost perfect. This one here is very nearly perfect. I highly doubt I'm going to get anything better than this. Like on the very last spin, I got a 3.4% defense. And then this one here is pretty good, but this one here I not desperately, but definitely need to improve on. So I got 20 spins to improve this. It depends how much I end up spending on my new PC. It's looking to be around, I think, $1,000 Australian because I got some spare PC parts from my work. So I may be able to have some extra spending money. We'll see, we'll see. Because to have 3 extra crystals would be generational. To have 5 crystals to work on this one armor, and I should be able to max it out. We are lacking in garrisons. Even if people have good ones, they don't do garrisons. Yeah, exactly. Because even in our Discord most recently, which I'm sure you've seen, actually gets rid of that. Even though I'm sure you've seen, whatchamacallit, where there's the guy with the name Black, I think, in the Flex channel. Yeah, he maxed his Cav set, and there's quite a few people with really good sets out, but none of them want to put their garrison in. They would rather just continue to field, which is all well and good, but when everyone's calling for garrisons, it's kind of what we need. But Slim, I don't know if you're actually planning on going into leadership or not, but we need someone to figure out garrisons because against 1981, there was a really bad like mishap. Abu Hind, yes, he has a good infantry, but cavalry was key. Like they were extremely meta, especially at that point in time, and he kept putting in Gorgo Toku in the garrison, and we kept trading absolutely rubbish when Cav was meta. And I kept trying to tell him it probably doesn't listen to me because I'm obviously not a person in leadership, but when you have a good Cav garrison, you need to use Cav instead of infantry. No matter how good your info set is, Cav is meta for garrisoning currently, in my opinion. So yeah, we also need to do better on leadership perspective, where we need to not force but heavily recommend people to put in their Cav garrisons. Because if we just run Attila David or David Hector the entire time until we run out of farm cavalry troops, we'll perform so much better than we have in previous KVKs. Because infantry is good, but it is not meta. And if I have Attila David and David Hector, I can be one of those people to step in if Abihin decides to listen to me. But yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, so I probably head to bed right now, guys. It is midnight for me, so I do appreciate you guys for sticking around. And this is a summary. Just bring this back up here. So in total, we've gathered just under 23 billion resources so far in this farm KVK. So it's 8 days left, but yeah. We're looking pretty good, and it's from start to finish because I'd emptied all my accounts just before this one opened. I did put my garrison sometimes because no one had gone for it. My field account, yeah. I mean, you rallied a few times as well, but you rallied with Scipio Willing Wallace or like Tariq or something, and not Ivar, which is less than ideal. But no one else put their hand up, so yeah. And your infantry is good, but obviously Cav is meta. Yeah. So I do appreciate you guys for stopping in. Good night, Bracely. Well, all right, we'll do. I'll see you guys on the next one. I do appreciate you guys for hanging out, and I will see you guys later. Peace.